the concourse hall, waiting for the game, waiting for the call. Wet slobbery kisses on my cheek. Another rainy Chicago week. Stagnation in the South Side air. Forced proximity and golden retriever hair. But I'm drowning in this dog day. But I'm drowning in this dog day. Leashes tangled, lines are long. Singing some forgotten song. I'm staring at
a very special rain delay dog day. I'll tell you what, for the last 3 hours, I've been walking around the concourse, meeting all of our four-legged friends at the ballpark, one of our favorite nights of the year. And the best news is we will have baseball coming tonight.
And the dogs certainly are very happy about that, and they've got all the snacks. They've got everything at this point. They just want to see some baseball. We want to see some baseball. And Kurt Suzuki, first-year manager with the Angels, wants to see some baseball. Anything but a doubleheader tomorrow. This works out still well. Long delay, about 3 hours.
The dogs didn't want to have to come back. They're ready here tonight. Let's get this one in. Zach Neto leads things off. The future Hall of Famer Mike Trout is in center field. Jorge Soler, he has served his suspension. He's in the lineup. Joe Adele, watch him. He can rob it at the walls. This is a very fun lineup for the Angels.
There's a look at the Sox starter tonight, Anthony Kay. He's on for his fourth start, sixth appearance, 21 innings, an ERA higher than he would like at just over 5.5. This is how he's going to use his stuff, that four-seam fastball, which is about 96 miles an hour average, backed up by the sweeper, the cutter, the changeup, the sinker. So he mixes all his speeds, and don't look for too many sliders. And the defense and how Will lines them up tonight is Antonacci, Peters, and Pereira in the outfield left to right with Vargas, Montgomery, Meidroth, and Murakami. Edgar Caro's got the plate. We told you about Anthony Kay. Our weather is presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 60 degrees, feels like it's wet. The humidity 92%, surprised it's not 100, and the wind 13 miles an hour, right field to left field.
After a 3-hour rain delay, we are set for the first pitch from Anthony Kay.
Behind the plate, Hunter Wendelstedt calls strikes 13% below major league average into left-handers.
As a former starting pitcher, does a delay this long affect anything you do taking the mound here tonight?
It doesn't really affect you if you haven't warmed up at all, and that was one thing they wanted to avoid. They wanted to avoid having either pitcher warm up and then either lose the pitcher or lose some effectiveness. So neither pitcher warmed up beforehand. They both should be okay.
Anthony Kay looking to get back on track as a starter here for the White Sox. Had a tough outing his last time Tuesday in Arizona. This one is hit well into center field, but Peters does not have to move much. And the first out of this ball game.
So since 2021, Mike Trout has been injured quite a bit. He's played 424 games of a possible 839. That's just over 50%. When he's in the lineup, as he's been this year, this is a much better Angel team. And don't throw it low. He will kill it.
Trout a home run yesterday in Kansas City. He has now set the Angels franchise record with 797 career extra base hits. It is incredible the numbers he continues to put up.
Interesting part about this year, they put him in the corner in the outfield and left field mostly, and he just couldn't adjust and didn't like it at all. And he said, look, put me back in center. If I break down, I break down, but I got to be someplace where I'm comfortable.
It was interesting because that was the entire storyline last year. How can you keep Mike Trout on the field, keep him healthy? They said, okay, if we put him in the corners, maybe you don't have to run as much. But he made it clear in spring training this year, I am more comfortable in center.
And they also said maybe DH. And he said, I hate DH worse than I hate left field.
Fastball missing up. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count here to Trout.
You can throw fastballs by him right around the Angels logo. However, if you get it thigh high or lower, he will hit at 8 miles.
Kay comes to the plate, and it's fouled away. As you would imagine, not a lot of fans that are still here left in the ballpark after a 3-hour rain delay. But anyone who is still here, we salute you, and especially the four-legged friends who's sticking this one out.
Dogs are still psyched up.
2-2. And the air to left center field. And Peters is not going to get there. It'll go off the Wintrust sign. And Mike Trout, a one-out double here in this first inning.
So we'll go pitch by pitch and show you why he was able to hit a ringing double there. That hits the corner. It's a 1-1 count now. Fouls that one back. Tries to throw a high fastball by him. Fouls that one off. You see where that pitch is? We told you if you pitch him low, he will kill you. He pitched him low. Didn't exactly kill him, but he did hit a ringing double to the alley.
Here's 25-year-old Vaughn Grisham. Gets the start at second base tonight. Acquired in the offseason, a trade with the Red Sox after spending the entire season last year in AAA with Boston. Flare to the right side. Charging in is Pereira. And Murakami cannot get there. So a single for Grisham as Trout stops at third, and the Angels are threatening here in the first.
We'll take another look at it. Looks like a cutter inside. And this one looped down the right field line. Tough play to make. Meidroth can't get to it. Monet can't get to it, and no chance at all for Pereira. So runners at the corners and only one out.
The very dangerous bat of Jorge Soler. Chases that one out of the zone.
Interesting part about it, before he was suspended, he was hitting everything in sight. Since coming back from the suspension, and it wasn't all that long, but long enough for him to lose whatever stroke that he had, he's still very dangerous.
And the suspension you're talking about, we go back to April 7th against the Braves. And let's get it on.
They start to throw some punches. This was an interesting one because you don't see many punches thrown in baseball fights. Credit Walt Weiss with coming on with a great tackle of a very large fellow.
Ronaldo Lopez, you noticed the pitcher on the mound held the ball in his hand as he was swinging.
Yep.
Originally, Jorge Soler was suspended for 7 games. We talked about it. He appealed, and as you predicted, it was decreased to 4 games, which he has already served.
And again, you wouldn't think 4 games lost would ruin a stroke, but it has in his case.
This one deep to right center field. It is Pereira with the catch. Mike Trout tagging from third. He will score. And the Angels strike first, 1-0 on the sac fly RBI.
It's 21 driven in by Soler. And Joe Adell, who was a #1 prospect of this Angels team for a long time, and he's just now starting to show all the promise that he's had all along.
He is some kind of player. Had an incredible breakout season last year showing power. And then this year had the game of his life where he robbed 3 home runs.
That's actually the game of just about anybody's life, because I can't ever remember seeing that. But when you watch the video, and it culminates with him diving into the stands.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
To take one away.
Two outs here this first inning.
If Joe would be kind enough to foul one off, we can show you those 3 catches.
Let's see if he'll provide some TV magic here. And Kay will step off with the pitch clock winding down. One. High in the air to shallow center. Mydroth drifting back will make the catch. Sox down 1-0. Bats coming up.
Experience.
Starting lineup for the White Sox with a righty on the mound. Andrew Benintendi is back at the top of the order, followed by Munetaka, Murakami, Vargas, Montgomery, Pereira, Sam Antonacci's in left, Mydroth, Peters, and Edgar Caro behind the plate.
There is Jack Kahanowitz, who is an extreme ground ball pitcher. On for the 6th start, ERA a fine 3.10. But you see a walk problem. Not too many strikeouts. He is a contact pitcher. Few too many walks, and that's how he's going to do it. The sinker, the change, and the four-seamer, the occasional slider.
Benintendi swings at the first one. It's Shawnoel steps on the bag at first, and there's one away.
There's the key matchups. Andrew Benintendi, who was 1 for 11, is now 1 for 12, and Miguel Vargas 0 for 7. You've got to make him bring the ball up. Will was talking a little bit about the game plan against Kahanowitz, and that is, if you see it knee high, it's going to go calf high. Want to make sure he gets it up a bit so you get a good shot at it.
Munetaka Murakami, the star bat in the White Sox lineup. Broken bat and still strong enough to deliver it into right field for a single.
Let's take a look at the defense and how they're going to line up behind Kahanowitz. It's Bryce, Mike, and Joe in the outfield left to right, with Peraza, Neto, Grissom, and Shanawal at first base. Travis d'Arnaud, the venerable catcher, behind the plate. And we told you about Kahanowitz.
Miguel Vargas in the box with one down. It is time for our lines to watch, presented by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. We check out the odds for White Sox home run hitters. Steve, who do we like tonight?
I got to go with Colson, because he will occasionally go down and get one. If he can just bring it up to the thigh, he's in good shape.
This one popped up right side of the infield. There is Shawnoel with the catch, and there's 2 away. Well, Steve, we don't have to wait long for your pick.
Here it is. We'll see if he can get one. And usually with a sinker baller, and Kahanowitz is one of those, the ball will sink more as he moves along. When he's vulnerable is the first couple of innings. And so maybe that pop-up, that base hit, will show you that the sinker isn't quite as good as it's going to be, and the best thing to do is try to jump on it early.
When Colson Montgomery is hot, he can carry the offense by himself. That is how good of a player he is. And the White Sox feel like he's in such a good place where even when he gets off, he knows the fix himself. Broken bat, and this one is plunked into right field. Murakami's going to stop at second. So a couple of broken bat singles here in this first inning.
This is a four-seamer, and that's one of the things Kahanowitz has added this year. Everything used to be a two-seam sinker, and now he's throwing more four-seamers and getting some ride on it. That way he can get the ball inside to left-handers, doesn't have to throw it down exclusively. He's been a better pitcher this year than he's ever been in his career.
Everson Pereira with a runner in scoring position. Comes up empty with that swing. Pereira brings in a 3-game hit streak into play here tonight. He was 1 for 4 in the finale against Washington yesterday. White Sox losing back-to-back tough games in extra innings.
Johanowitz has a very good changeup. Kind of surprising for a guy that lives with that sinker, but the changeup, he throws 25% of the time, and it's been a big pitch for him.
Just foul. And he's a big man. He's coming down the hill at you. 6'7", 228. Two balls, two strikes, the count here to Pereira. And blows it by him. Strike three. Well, the Stars are out. Right, and it's gone! And Teal will score! Have some in Montgomery. This ball is gone! Top of the second here at the rate. The Angels with an early 1-0 lead. This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust.
Well, let's take a look at the disparity between right and left-handers. Left-handers are hitting 100, right-handers 292. Slugging percentage 100. No home runs.
Peraza pops this one up. It is Majok drifting back again. He will make the first out here in this second. Let's go to Brooke for his scoop from the clubhouse.
Yeah, guys, after that diving catch yesterday, Tanner Murray was placed on the 10-day IL with left shoulder dislocation. He also has a fracture, which will require him to have surgery and be out 4 to 6 months. But on the flip side, Austin Hayes returns. He's not in the lineup tonight, but Will Venables said you can expect to see him versus Kikuchi in Game 3. But they're really trying to ease him back in. So how the outfield is going to play out, he'll likely play left field versus lefties, with Antonacci playing left versus righties. Hayes will get more reps in right, with Pereira getting more reps in center, guys, as they're just trying to mix and match.
All right, Brooke, important update there. Will Venables saying Austin Hayes came back quicker than they expected as Shawnuel gets hit with that last pitch.
That one just barely got a piece of the lead elbow pad, so he's not going to feel that, but he does wind up aboard.
Brings up Travis d'Arnaud. It was tough talking to Tanner Murray today because such a great young player getting an opportunity with the White Sox. And you could tell at the time when he made that dive, you said shoulder right away.
I mean, that's unfortunately when you take a dive like that, it's hyperextending that, and all of a sudden it either pops out. In this case, it did pop out, and he has a fracture. So it's very sad for a guy who worked his way to the major leagues, had a golden opportunity here because of his versatility. And now he's going to lose this entire season. So we wish him well and hope he comes back. And he's the same player he was this year, because he was pretty valuable for our Sox.
He admitted to us that the news of the severity of the injury was actually surprising. He said, when I went down, I kind of don't remember much. I knew something was off, but he didn't think there was going to be a fracture putting him out for the rest of the season. He said, I do love being around these guys, so hopefully he wants to be able to rehab with this team for the rest of the season. This one is hit hard into left field. So a hit by pitch and a single, couple on here in the second inning.
And we'll take another look at the injury that cost Murray the year. He makes a great catch, but watch the glove. You see the glove is up, and when you angle your hand with the glove up and you dive, you're going to hit with a lot of torque on that elbow, and it's going to force many times the shoulder out of joint. I think the surprise is there's a fracture as well as a dislocation, and it was a great effort.
Said my body came forward, but my shoulder kind of stuck there, and all that impact has to go somewhere. He did have good spirits about it, and he said maybe I'll join you guys in the booth, because he does want to be a play-by-play guy at some point.
There's a few of those guys that you know, and I suggest always a play-by-play guy, but you know, no analysts. Play-by-play is nice.
And here to deep left field, and this one's going to go off the wall. One run will come in to score as Bryce Teodosio, the 9-hole hitter, an RBI double.
He gets a hold of one that's out over the plate. It's not his best fastball. It is a cutter. He tries to backdoor on the outside corner. And Teodosio just cranks it. The runners at second and third. Now it forces the infield in at all four positions. And Neto is one of their better hitters. He's a really good young player.
Just 25 years old, does not go around there. Ball one. MLB.com before the season started ranked him as the 10th best shortstop in the game. Put up some strong numbers last year, but the Angels are still waiting for him to take that next step and become a superstar in this league.
Well, they love the defense already, and they believe the bat's going to come around. The first time up, he hit the ball very hard. One way or the other, you're going to have to pitch to him, because the last thing you want to do is pitch to Trout with the bases loaded and only one out.
30 pitches already in this ball game for Kay. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. And Neto was swinging.
How about the 3-0 green light for your 243 hitting shortstop? But look, Kurt Suzuki, a former catcher, is a player who probably appreciates giving the 3-0 green light. And if everybody knows they have it most of the time, they become very confident in that situation.
Breaking ball. And Kay is right back in this at bat.
Big pitch here, because if you do get Neto and the runners stay at second and third, you can pitch around Trout.
Here's the payoff. That one skips into left field. One run will score. And the Angels take a 3-0 lead now in this second inning.
We'll take a look at this chopper to the left side, and comes up and bites them. Takes a hop. They haven't ruled yet. Just hopped over the glove. And we'll see how they rule it. Either way, it's 3-0 Angels, and it goes as a base hit.
So Mike Trout at the plate, runners on at the corners, and he fouls off the first one. Statcast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. We look at the first at bat, how Kay attacked him.
Went in, went up, and then over the middle of the plate. Again, up and out of the zone, which is where you want to stay. Where you don't want to stay is there.
Kay missing his spot. 1 ball, 1 strike. How about this stat? As a visitor here at Rate Field, only Manny Ramirez has a higher OPS than Mike Trout. You must have a minimum of 125 plate appearances.
It's pretty amazing, because Manny Ramirez, some say, was about the best right-handed hitter around.
Runner goes, throw through. Now the throw's coming home, and they got the runner at the plate. Nice job by Mydroth to be alert at second.
Good job by Mydroth. Nice job by Edgar Caro. Watch Mydroth here. He comes in front of the bag. If the runner for third is not going, you're in the vicinity of the bag to try to make the tag. If the runner goes, you forget about Neto and come home with it, and they cut down a run at the plate.
So no stolen base for Neto. It is a 2-4-2 caught stealing.
Very well defended by the Sox, and that's something they work on in spring training. It pays dividends during the season. They were heads up to the eventuality that Neto was going to go. He did. Meidroth comes in. They get the out.
Well, Mike Trout, he had a hot start to the season. And those are the numbers concerning he's cooled off just a bit. But he is still one of the most dangerous hitters in the game. High strike called there. The count is now full. Trout was a menace in that series at Yankee Stadium. 5 home runs in the course of 4 games in a series.
Well, there's no doubt when he's healthy, he still is a huge factor, especially for this team. And this year, to this point, he's been healthy. However, historically, it's been pretty tough to keep him on the field. And when he does get hurt, unfortunately, it's usually a lengthy stay on the injured list.
K's in a battle here. 3-2. And loses him, ball 4. You got a lot of righties in the lineup for the Angels. And we saw the splits for K as he tries to regroup. What's the answer for him on the mound to try to negate that advantage?
Well, number one, you want to get ahead with everything. I mean, if they swing at the first pitch, fine. Sometimes you're going to get a first pitch out. You just can't fall behind the right-handers because he's had trouble with some of them. And there's an example. You try to go in with that first pitch slider. Now you're behind in the count. Grissom did have a base hit in the first inning.
First and second with 2 outs. And a strike from K. A lot of pitches already in this ball game.
.44 total pitches. Not out of the second yet.
Noticing K taking a long time on the mound. He's had to step off a few times with the pitch clock winding down.
Yeah, and so far, for whatever reason, his real good command has not come to him yet. Doesn't mean it won't get there later on. It's just not there right now.
On the ground to third, it is Vargas. The force out at second as the Angels get 2 more. Oh, we love this day. Some of the players' dogs, Grant Taylor and Ace, Kristen Peters and Penny, and Zeus.
Space.
Hey, welcome back to Dog Night here at Rate Field. I'm Connor McKnight, and alongside me, Brendan Hunt of Ted Lasso fame, or if you're like me and played a lot of Call of Duty, you heard his voice on there as well. Thank you. You're welcome. Brendan, a lifelong White Sox fan, got to exchange the lineup cards today. How'd it go? Tell me about it. You feel it went well?
Well, first of all, got to meet Will Venable, and what a great dude he is. Clearly, like such good stock and awesome energy, coach energy, Lasso-esque, I dare say. Then you go up to home plate. You meet the umpires. The first thing I found out is Ted Lasso has not penetrated the Major League Baseball umpire community in any way whatsoever. They did not bat an eye. They're like, thanks for the lineup here. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, thanks guys. All right, automated balls and strikes now. Good luck. Gotta go.
We'll have to do our best to send them copies of the show, or at least get them a streaming subscription somewhere, because you can find it everywhere. It's such a great show. You have a show coming up of your own, The Movement You Need. It's at Steppenwolf coming up this spring, which so amazing for a Chicago native to be performing at Steppenwolf. That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about the show and how the Sox play into the show itself.
Sure. Yeah, we opened last night, actually. We're running just for 2 weeks. and that's a out for the White Sox. We're going to have 2 weeks, and it's called The Movement You Need, and that's because of when I was a kid, I couldn't pronounce the word Brendan, so my parents called me Nana, and Nana became my nickname. And then anytime I would hear a Nana song, such as Hey Jude, which is where the title of the show comes from, I thought it was about me. So in particular, when my dad took me to a White Sox game, for my first baseball game, and they sang Nana, Hey, Hey, Goodbye, I was like, this is unbelievable. What? And it took me many years to figure out that, in fact, not only was it not about me, but they were also singing the song when I wasn't at the game. So never about me in the first place. So that's all in the show, and is a great fun. But I do make fun of the Sox in it, and I do. And I do not apologize.
I feel like, as a Sox fan, it's kind of like it's ours, and we can because we've been through it all, you know?
It's the gallows humor required to survive.
Really any baseball season, to be honest with you.
Yes, but especially around these parts lately.
How does Ted Lasso and your work there, especially when it comes to being able to deal with the stresses of sports, kind of play into your fandom as a baseball fan, as a White Sox fan?
I guess what it's done is it's sort of like, you know, because I was never on a team. I merely pretend to be a coach. I've never been an athlete. Love sports, not good at a single one. No hand-eye coordination. Hold on, let me just wipe my eye. What it's given me is like an appreciation of the humanity. That's a strikeout for the White Sox. And give me an appreciation that, like, all these people, even with their fancy training and their fancy, you know, incredible bodies, they're all folks. You know, everybody's just folks, and everybody's going through stuff, and it, just has humanized everyone a little bit more.
You want to pitch the show?
The show at Steppenwolf?
No, the show you've got coming up at Steppenwolf to White Sox fans. Yeah, I suppose you could probably do both. Yeah, no, give me the show, the 10-second elevator speech for why people should go see you at Steppenwolf.
Yes, so a few years ago, doing Ted Lasso, I got the opportunity to meet Paul McCartney, and that was a very big deal because I could tell him so many things about my life, because my life is just full of moments that intersected with Beatles music, but I knew that I couldn't tell him any of it because I would sound like one of those fans, one of those dorky-ass fans, easily forgettable about, like, Paul, here's what it meant to me. He doesn't care. So I knew I couldn't do that, but I had to push it all down, and it has to come out. So at the show, every night, I tell the audience all the things I could not tell Paul McCartney.
I love it. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Well done with the lineup cards. We'll work on the umpires.
Thank you so much. It was humiliating.
No problem. John, Steve, back to you.
Ground ball to first, and that'll do it for this second inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago White Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In the accounts and
Lee Davis Martin's dog, Everson Pereira. Symbol, what a cutie. And Delilah, the pooch for Anthony Kay. And here's Anthony Kay on the mound. This half inning is brought to you by Hyundai.
Pretty important this half inning if Anthony can get out of this throwing as few pitches as possible. He's already delivered 46 of them. You keep this within reason, maybe 12. You're in pretty good shape heading into the next few innings. Soler has enormous power.
High in the air down the left field line. And this one will get out of play. Soler, 34 years old, originally from Cuba, now in his 13th Major League Baseball season. Interestingly, he will be a free agent after this season. So the Angels, once you get to the trade deadline, they've got to decide if they're going to be buyers or sellers depending on where they are in the standings.
Yeah, I think that's the whole question is, do you have a chance to make it to the postseason or not? If the answer is no, he goes. That was probably the
Soler looked like he was going to tap his helmet, but it was called a ball.
Yeah, that was the best breaking pitch he's thrown, and it looked like it was down and out of the zone. But he was wait a second. You don't want to appeal a ball. I don't think.
I have not seen that yet. Broken bat. It is caught by Vargas. Let's go to Connor for some news and notes.
Well, for the Tigers, Spencer Torkelson is lighting them up. A 6-game hit streak, 5 straight with a homer, and over the 6 games, a 1,700 OPS. Just like Torkelson before him, Travis Bazzano was a #1 overall pick in the draft in 2024. He'll make his debut for the Guardians. They'll play tomorrow. Ranger Suarez was on one for the Red Sox. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 walk. Got a win for new manager Chad Tracy.
Don't know what's happening in Boston, but we will see if the interim manager will steady the ship there. As Adele is retired, 2 away. Rate is a proud partner of the 2026 White Sox. The Rate app gives Chicago fans an all-in-one wellness app with tools to build financial strength and guidance for fitness and stress management. Feel better, live better, play better. Download the Rate app today.
Red Sox have won 3 in a row. Had they known that, Alex might not have made it this long. But he's a real good manager, and believe me, he will manage in the major leagues probably in the not too distant future.
How much of an impact does a manager have in a Major League Baseball game?
It's really an interesting question. They've been asking that for a while, and how you measure that. My personal feeling is a manager wins very few games for the team. You just want to limit losses, and the good managers can motivate players. They don't have to like the manager, they have to respect him. If you're very fortunate, and Will Venable is that kind of guy, they both like him and respect him. He comes from a baseball family. His father played in the major leagues. He played in the major leagues, and so the respect is there, and then you have to earn it with the players you have, and I think he's done that, even though he's a very young manager in this game.
We've talked a lot recently about the culture that Will Venable is creating here with this White Sox team. Hustling, running down plays. An environment where people feel they can be comfortable, be themselves. 2-2. Way inside, and that's going to be another hit by pitch.
That's 2 hit batsmen. This is a cutter inside. Hit off the elbow pad. Now that didn't feel great, but that elbow guard saved him. Without that, he's going to be on the shelf for a while, most likely.
Nolan Shawnoel was also hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. As you can tell, Kay is still trying to find that comfortable rhythm to settle into this game. There's a good breaking ball, strike 1. Before the last outing for Kay on Tuesday, where he gave up 8 runs in 3 2/3, he had an ERA of just 2.6 coming into that outing, so he has pitched well this season. One, 2. Already 60 pitches. Inside, got him with the fastball. As we go to break, how about our CHSN crew? Louie, look at that smile. Dixie and Aggie, you know they get along together. And the eyes of Buddy.
Springfield politicians.
For this White Sox offense, the last 2 games have not gone deep, but it was that stretch in the previous 11 where you saw the power collectively.
Well, as you can see, the last couple of games have been played in temperatures that weren't great. Previous 11, Sox offense was in high gear.
Tapper back to the mound. Kahanowitz with the flip. And Edgar Caro is retired for the first out here in this bottom of the third.
Kahanowitz got pretty good stuff tonight, giving up just 2 hits. But outside of those hits, the Sox have not had the ball out of the infield.
Could be something to the weather, because the White Sox, they swept the Blue Jays to start the home slate of games here, but then have now lost 8 of the last 9 here at the rate.
I talked with Derek Showman, the hitting coach, about just that. I said, what can you do with a team that comes back to their home park after being in 2 extreme hitters parks in Sacramento and Arizona, and then comes back and the weather is a lot chillier than it was, and wet and all of these things. And he said, it's a difficult thing to do because hitters like to feel their hands. And so what they have to do is be more selective. If you're in a great hitter's park, you can expand your zone a little bit, not going to pay the price. You expand your zone here and you get behind, suddenly you're not hitting very well. And he realizes it's a challenge for these guys. Chicago's always had iffy weather. I mean, it's always been really nice one day and then 2 days you're freezing, but hitters have to adjust, and the best way to do it is to be more selective, because eventually then you're going to get a strike that you can make solid contact on. Until then, it's much more difficult. Hitters don't like cold weather. Pitchers should like it a lot, because you throw inside fastballs and their hands will be buzzing for the rest of the game.
We saw some early broken bats. Yep. As Benintendi trying to come back in this at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Then he grounded out his first time up. And that does catch the inside corner. Strike 3. Join us for $5 Tuesdays. All fans will enjoy a specially priced $5 concession menu, including Miller Lite draft beers, Garrett popcorn, Stadium buttery, Vienna beef hot dogs or Polish sausages, Beggar's pizza slices, nachos, and select Coca-Cola products. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/Tuesdays.
There's a dog that looks like he just sat through a 3-hour rain delay.
Also, the dog has the nice coat for this type of weather. Oh, those eyes are closing. That dog looks comfy. Munetaka Murakami, 1-1 count. High in the air, center field. It is Trout settling underneath, and that'll do it. More dogs from the CHSN crew. Chris Withers, our producer. Oh, Jefferson looking back. Dave, that's Steve's dog. And my guy Charlie, what's up?
Chevy trucks are.
We see you. Top of the fourth we go. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota. First dog day of the year. And a special shout out to the Dog Day sponsor, Tito's Handmade Vodka. People who bought the tickets, they've got the giveaway shirts for their dogs. Also, there was a dog house that they got to take pictures in on the concourse. And some fans I saw, they actually had personalized engraved dog tags with their dog's name on it. So a lot of cool giveaways so they can remember this night at the ballpark.
Dogs always enjoy this, and it's always surprising how well behaved all of them are.
You walk out in the concourse and they've got different sod areas and fountain and hydrants set up so the dogs can relieve themselves, and there's no problems anywhere. They're just so well behaved. They get along, a little sniffing, a little smiling. And everyone is just in a good mood here at the park tonight.
Well, they're going to be in a better mood if the Sox score some runs. They're going to have to do that behind 3-0. Darno had a base hit and scored a run in the second inning. He's been around a long time. And with Ohapi being hurt with a broken bone in his wrist, Darno's going to get a whole lot of play. Looking for more Chicago White Sox coverage? The Chicago Sports Network app gives you on-demand game replays, highlights, podcast episodes, and more, all in one place. So start your 7-day free trial today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
3-2. Inside, ball 4. It's the coordination for me that the dog owners have with the dogs, looking forward to this night each year. There's one woman with matching print. They both had the same hoodies on. See, that's the shirt that the dogs got, the giveaway. A little chilly, put on an extra layer.
Absolutely.
One dog had a Pope costume in the parade. I had to go down and take a picture. Bryce Teodosio, bottom of the order. Not known for his bat, but he did come up with an RBI double back in the 2nd inning.
He doesn't bunt particularly well, and you would think that a guy with those kind of offensive skills would at least learn to push and to drag a bunt, because it puts a lot of points on your batting average, especially if they're back at the corners.
And he has elite speed. That's what he is known for. A guy who can track it down in the outfield for his glove. That dog is alert.
Well, he's listening to you. With those ears, he's listening to Naperville also.
Strike 2. He said, Steve, I heard that.
He's ready to go.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Just inside as Kara tried to frame it. Teodosio's 26 years old, played his college ball at Clemson, went undrafted, and the Angels signed him in 2021. Breaking ball, and that is hit past the diving Vargas at third. So Teodosio with his 2nd hit of the ball game.
He came in hitting 200, and he's 2 for 2 tonight. Just easing this one by Vargas at third base. This one might have tipped off the glove, but no chance to keep it in the infield.
So 6 hits by the Angels, the first 2 times through the order. You can see Zach Neto's really loading up, taking a big swing at that first pitch.
Well, he's hit 5 home runs already, so as he's moving along in the aging process, the power is starting to show more. He's been a quality shortstop for quite some time.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy. He had a career high 26 home runs last year, added in 26 stolen bases. As Kay is out in front trying to get this first out in the 4th inning. 0-2. Locked in.
Looks like he's trying to pick up the signs.
Outside, ball 1.
Anthony could really use a double play here. He's moving through the 70s. on his way to the 80s, and it's still relatively early.
This one coming back at us just over our booth.
That's the closest call we've had.
Just in case no one's alert after that 3-hour rain delay. You're still at the ballpark. Be aware for foul balls. 1-2. Strike 3 called. Let's go to Brooke.
All right, guys, I had to ask around and get the scouting report on Mike Trout. And let's start with his elite bat speed, slugging 600 versus fastballs this season. Not too bad. He's a true reverse split guy, so he does hit righties better than lefties, which is an interesting note. Will Venable said they're going to have to mix things up a bit. And Edgar Caro said he's dangerous, kills down in the zone. We saw that in his first AB, so they'll need to keep the ball up, guys.
Brooke, it was so funny when you saw Will Venable's face asked about Mike Trout today, about what makes him so special, and he just kind of laughed. As this one is a fair ball. Vargas, the throw across the diamond, not in time with the speed of Trout, and the bases are loaded.
Well, take a look at Mike Trout, and he's changed a little something with his back foot. Watch it. He steps straight back with his back foot and then comes forward. There are very few guys in the major leagues that do that. It's something that he's adopted this year, and it's changed his stroke. Because he's off to such a good start, it seems to be working just fine.
Finishing up that Will Venable story, he said Trout is about as good as it gets. He said, I remember the first time ever seeing him play live on the field. And he said, I just was so impressed how fast he was getting down the line. He said, I hope he doesn't have a Trout-like series, but certainly the game is better when Trout is himself and healthy.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries he's had, he's still running very well. He's 4 for 4 in stolen bases, so the speed that always was there is probably a little bit better than it's been of recent vintage now that he's healthy.
All right, what's the key here for Kay in order to lock in bases loaded, 1 out?
Well, last time up for Grissom, he hit the ball to the left side. That's what he's thinking about. There's 1 out. You want a ground ball to the left side, turn 2 and get out of the inning, because this can be very damaging.
Grissom is 1 for 2. Singled his first time up.
Angels have been very patient. They're not swinging it much out of the zone tonight.
Center field. This one continues to carry, and it's tracked down by Peters. Tagging from third and scoring is Darno. As Teodosio, he took off. He has to go back to the bag at second.
This is a blast into the gap. And Grissom gets most of it. And a fine play by Peters going to his left. No chance for Pereira to make that catch, but Peters runs it down. That's a big effort. He had a long way to go. It does, however, score the run, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
The amount of ground that Peters can cover, that is why he made this team coming out of spring training. Jorge Soler. Oh for 1 with a sac fly RBI in the first. Bullpen already getting active with Kay approaching 90 pitches here in this 4th inning.
Nice stop by Carroll, and there is the pin. Osvaldo Bido.
Their outings every starter has over the course of a season like this, we're just not quite very comfortable, not as sharp hitting your spots around the plate, but still trying to navigate your way through this lineup. Here's pitch number 90 tonight. Hit hard into left field at Antonacci, and that'll do it here for the top of the fourth. That dog hasn't moved.
His name, George Hardy.
Welcome back, bottom of the fourth. Sox trail the Angels 4-0. This half inning is brought to you by Davis Law. Three, 4, 5 in the Sox order to try to get on the board here, starting with Miguel Vargas.
That's what you're hoping for with Conowitz. Get behind early in the count and then look for something belt high. Because everything he throws pretty much sinks except his riding four-seamer.
This was very much a make it or break it year for Kahanowitz, just with the way that his career has gone early on here for the Angels. Broke in 2024, had 11 starts, an ERA under 4, but what they noticed, he didn't have a very high strikeout rate, under 10%. So he changed his arsenal a little bit, tried to get a secondary pitch, and things did not go well for him last year.
I think the big thing, and one of the reason for the resurgence, is the four-seam fastball, because he threw all sinkers before. Now he's able to still throw his sinker very well, but he has a higher riding fastball.
A walk to Vargas to start this bottom of the fourth. That Sox walk is presented by IDOT. Stop for pedestrians. It's not a game. Colson Montgomery broke his bat first time up, still delivered a single into right field. As the Sox look to get something going here in the fourth. Wonder maybe with these chilly conditions, a lengthy top half of the inning, Kahanowitz not as sharp here to come out in the bottom of the fourth.
One can only hope. Because he's struggling with his command, if you have a bat in your hand and you're the hitter, you're thinking about looking for a fastball. You'd prefer it middle in, although Montgomery has good plate coverage, but this is where you really want to sit on a fastball, thinking a pitcher struggling with his command will throw it right down the middle, which is exactly what he did.
And you notice there that fastball, because it has that rise you're talking about, just slightly gets off the barrel and fouled away. He did change his arm slot this year, so that's maybe why the little extra movement on the fastball, and he gets a little more depth on his changeup. One hopper to second base, and it's Grissom's, and they only get one at second. Head to the ballpark on Friday, May 8th, as we take on the Seattle Mariners. Catch the White Sox in their City Connect uniforms. Plus, stick around for a post-game fireworks show presented by Steinhoffels. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/city. Squaring around, Everson Pereira.
All of the Sox players are taught to look at where they set up on the corners, and if they're back, especially at third base, and you're a right-hand hitter, it's a good idea.
Tapper in front of the plate. Darno. Bare hands, throws in time as Pereira is retired. Montgomery advancing to second.
Pretty good play by the veteran catcher. He pounces on it, calls his pitcher off the play, and then gets the out at first base.
Grass on the infield did not take any moisture because the tarp was on there. Really, a wet ball would affect an outfielder coming up throwing barehanded.
Roger Bossert, as he usually does, was well ahead of the curve in that this field was completely covered before the rain ever got here. He knew it was coming, stayed here a long time, but the field's in very good shape.
He was so on top of it that the stadium was even able to announce to all the people who brought their dogs to get them under cover with the showers and the thunderstorms coming into the area. Any dog owner would tell you dogs do not like fireworks or thunderstorm.
That's true. And actually, the players behind you, little hound, turn this way.
The booties, the raincoat, and the blanket. Oh, not called. So Darno will challenge ABS, powered by T-Mobile.
Oh, you got it. The call has been changed to a strike. Anaheim retains their, LA retains their challenges.
Yeah, that ball had the whole plate, so changed his account drastically. Overturned by the fielders. The catcher 59%. They remain the best.
Slapped the other way, and it's Peraza at third. And Antonacci will be retired to end this fourth inning. Well, some of the fans have stuck around through a 3-hour rain delay to get this one started. But when you got your best friend with you, nowhere I'd rather be.
Every great day.
On the 25th, and he's just got to hold him right there and let the offense catch up. We'll take a look at the numbers. This is 9th game. ERA over 7. He wants to string together a couple of scoreless if he can.
Top of the 5th inning, Sox trail 4-0. This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University.
Anthony Kay is done after 4, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits, a couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts, and a couple of hit batsmen.
Off the end of the bat, popped up. Montgomery at short, and there's one away here in the 5th. So Kay goes 4, and now it's up to the bullpen to try to keep this one close here after a 3-hour rain delay. Fortunate enough to get this one in here tonight.
And they got to do something with Kahanowitz, who has a very good sinker once again. He's changed his arsenal, and right now he's one of their better pitchers. So he's having a good night. The Sox need some offense, and Beto has to hold them at 4.
Look at the balls put in play tonight so far through the first 4 innings. 16 balls in play. 8 of them were hit hard by the Angels. Hard hit ball means anything 95 miles per hour or higher off the bat. That one driven into left field. So Peraza, a 1-out single here in the 5th.
Sox fans, this is your view right behind home plate. Every pitch, every swing from a front row seat, and it's available during White Sox home games on the CHSN app. Watch it side by side with the live broadcast using CHSN's Multiview. Stream it on the web, iOS, and Android. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
Be interesting to see what the Angels decide to do with Nolan Schanuel. Still very young at just 24 years old, but they have very high expectations for their first baseman. Known as a power position, but he is not putting up big power numbers yet.
That's been the trap for him. Because if you're not going to be a power hitter, if you're going to be, call it a Mark Grace type first baseman, for lack of a better term, a doubles guy, a guy that will drive in some runs but doesn't necessarily always hit it out of the park. When he tries to hit home runs, when he gets power conscious, that's when the batting average starts to sink.
Runner goes and the pitch is fouled away.
That was the hit and run, and he almost pulled that one out of Caro's glove. Waited a long time. And for Peraza, on a hit and run, you have to look back and pick up any contact at all.
A lot of pressure was put on Schanuel. He was the 11th overall pick back in 2023, and he appeared in the majors later that year. That's about as fast-tracked as it will go.
He does have 3 home runs this year. He's driven in 18, which is a pretty good number right now. But if he's going up there looking for the long ball, now he can still hit him, but looking for the long ball is not good for him.
Pops this one up, and it's going to slice out of play. Osvaldo Bido is a guy who can eat up some innings for the White Sox. He is stretched out. And they're going to need him to pick up some outs here tonight. A timeout called. So that does not count as a throw over. The peak at Peraza at first. On the ground, this could be 2. Might drop the flip. Montgomery in time. Eminem with the double play.
Spain.
It's our Steinhafels double play. Steinhafels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference.
Well, we saw a safe call by the second base umpire, but the call was changed. That was indeed a double play. It's late.
It's getting late early.
Let's take another look.
We'll take another look. I mean, it's really close whether he touched it, but the only thing that really matters is Vic Carapazza thought he did touch it, so it is a double play and out of the inning.
All right, let's see if this is where the Sox get going off Jack Kahanowitz with 7, 8, 9 in the order to the plate.
That four-seam rising fastball has given Kahanowitz a new dimension in his stuff, because he used to be able to go down and in a lot. Now he can go up and in with a riding fastball.
It's amazing when you look at his pitch usages over the years. 2024, the sinker used it almost 73% of the time. That was basically it for him to get ground balls. He has lowered it to 36% of the time with his sinker this year. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. 1-2 to Mydroth. The appeal to first did not go around. Nick Lentz on the call there.
That one was just off the corner. Good check by Mydroth.
Whoa. Hello.
That was going to be a slider. Slipped out of his hands and right over the head of Mydroth. That didn't miss him by much. There's the slider. There was almost an ear burger.
It is a good thing Mydroth worked on his flexibility in the offseason, because he had to use it to get out of the way of that one. Three-two. And Mydroth spoils a good fastball. It's the kind of bat you need. Try to spark something. Try to get to the starting pitcher on the mound.
And try to get that pitch count up, because he's only in the high 50s.
Got to buy him. Swing and a miss for strike three. It's time now for a message from Ankin Law.
Hey, Howard, I got hurt at work in the warehouse. My boss doesn't believe me.
Ankin Law has over 100 attorneys and staff ready to work for you. If you've been hurt on the job, in a car accident, or suffered a medical mistake, call 312-6-million.
Tristan Peters at the plate with one out here in this fifth inning. Game by game, he has proven that he is more than just the former Savannah Banana baseball player. And a very nice catch in right center field, covering a lot of ground. As the Angels will challenge here. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The call is a strike. LA retains their challenges.
Another big piece of the plate. And Peters, for the Sox, has been a very good player.
He just adds a different element to the lineup. You got your power hitters towards the top, but Peters is a speedster. He can either drop a bunt, and he does have the ability to drive the ball. Down the line in left field and out of play.
Peraza, who was in until this strike, now moves back to his normal position at third.
And Peters singles into right field with one out here in this fifth inning.
That's the first hit for the Sox since that first inning. Colson Montgomery dumped it into right field, and nothing doing until this changeup. Peters stays back nicely. He's not fooled on this. He sees it pretty well. And he's aboard with one out. Sox looking for whatever kind of rally they can to put some numbers up.
Edgar Cara still looking for that signature game at the plate to jumpstart his season and his batting average.
Well, they're giving him all the right center field if he can get out in front of one.
Grounds this one to the right side. Peters waits, gets out of the way, and now will hustle around second. The throw to third is late. Heads up base running by Peters.
He wanted to put the pressure on Adele. This is a two-seam fastball, and it's running away. Sneaks through the right side, and Peters is then off to the races. Justin Jerschley does a real nice job of telling him stay right there. Peraza faked as if the ball got by. Jerschley saw it all the way and said right there.
It was really great Friday Night All Access, hearing Justin Jersley, all the instructions he was giving out at third base.
A lot of responsibility as a third base coach.
Benintendi, this one grounder. They get one at second. Benintendi beats it out. The run scores. So the Sox get on the board here in the 5th inning.
Then he drives in his 10th run. Grissom has too far to run. He's not going to be able to turn this double play because he comes from straightaway second base, and by the time he crosses the bag, he's on the third base side of second. Sox get a run, cut the lead to 3. They watch Benny down the line, and he realizes that he cannot allow a double play, so he's giving it everything he's got. It got him a run batted in, and that's his 12th.
Murakami grounds out to Shawnuel at first, but the Sox get on the board and trail 4-1.
Being a college student.
Welcome back. Top of the 6th we go. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. I'm sure many people are wondering, where do the dogs go to the bathroom? Well, there's a great crew out hand, has everything prepared. There's sod out on the concourse in multiple areas with a hydrant. White Sox actually came up with the very first dog day, and you've seen a lot of teams around Major League Baseball now pick it up because it's become so popular.
Well, it is a wonderful night. Dogs love it. Certainly their owners get a chance to enjoy the ballpark and a game with one of their best friends.
Do you believe that dogs look like their owners? Or owners look like their dogs?
It seems like that happens the longer you have the dog.
Okay, I can see it. Now that dog is comfy. What a cutie. Beto missing outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It appears it's too much tongue and not enough dog.
Fly ball to right field as Pereira backs up, makes the grab, 1 away to start the 6th.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank.
It's already a long night, right? So just stick it out.
Beto has thrown pretty well tonight.
Yes,
I mean, his stuff is pretty lively. Gave up a base hit last inning, but the double play erased that. And looking for a short inning here.
The appeal to first, no swing, says Nick Lentz. Already good start to this ball game for Bryce Teodosio. But he's got 2 hits already, including an RBI double in the 2nd. One ticket plus a free meal. Grab your family and head to the ballpark with a family pack starting at $21 for select games. Each ticket purchase includes 1 hot dog, drink, chips, and a cookie. For tickets, visit whitesox.com/family. Big pitch for Beto. You can tell he's pumped up for this outing, out number 2.
Well, Beto does know that there's a spot or so open in the bullpen, and somebody's going to jump up and take it. He would just as soon it be him. This is a good slider. Teodosio just looked at it and really expanded his zone. So quickly 2 up and 2 down.
Beto was released by the Braves earlier this season. The White Sox picking him up, needing help in the bullpen. And he's put together a good performance already here in this ball game. That breaking ball's been nasty.
Yeah, he's thrown a really good hard slider, and Angels hitters to this point are not picking up the spin. When you got a good slider with a lot of spin, they swing it where the ball was, not necessarily where it is.
1-2. You would love to go after Neto here with Mike Trout on deck.
I would go after him with another one of those sliders.
2-2. Got him swinging. Okay.
For Beto, 1-2-3 with another slider, and take a seat.
We're earning unlimited.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Miguel Vargas leads things off here in the home half of the 6th inning. Sox trail the Angels 4-1 in the opener of this 3-game series.
One thing you'd like to do is get into the Angel bullpen. That's been a trouble spot. They don't really have an official closer at this point. It's pretty much been mix and match for their first-year skipper, Kurt Suzuki.
This is an Angels team that has lost 7 of their last 8 games, and a large part of that is because of the bullpen. Over that stretch, the bullpen has an ERA close to 8.
The key is getting to it. Kohanowitz is pretty tough tonight.
For Kohanowitz, this will be pitch number 75 tonight, and a timeout called in the box. Sox scored their first run of the game back in the 5th inning. 3-2. Nasty breaking ball. Strikeout to start this bottom of the 6th. Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up on June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you. Just 4 hits tonight off the starter, Jack Kohanowitz. He has turned himself into a different pitcher this year. He was in a battle to make the team. A couple of injuries in spring training gave him a spot in the rotation.
And he's only had one walk, and that was the leadoff walk in the 4th inning. So the command has been there. He's never going to be a real prolific strikeout pitcher because he throws too many sinkers and he throws too many ground balls, which is good because he does by and large keep the ball in the park.
One ball, 2 strikes here to Montgomery. Way inside, ball 2. Flare down the line in left field, and it will land in foul territory. White Sox will play these Angels again next week. The series will be in California. Hopefully warmer weather there, probably a little more livelier ballpark.
And not as much rain. Not going to be much rain out there.
Seen a lot of rain already this month of April in Chicago. But we did find a window to get this game in tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes. On the ground. Handcuffs first baseman, but Kahanowitz is covering. And there's 2 away.
Colson hits this ball hard, but unfortunately, there's a man there. Kahanowitz does a nice job of getting over. This one bobbled, but plenty of time. And this guy's going to throw ground ball after ground ball after ground ball. So 10 tonight. Kahanowitz already leading the way.
Everson Pereira is 0 for 2. And that breaking ball has mystified hitters so far tonight. One. On the ground to short. And that'll do it for the 6th inning. Sox go down in order. So well behaved.
I'm still learning the ropes, but my manager says when the
several productive business trips already this year. He tops the leaderboard in a bunch of categories while away from home. Trout has played 829 games at home and 848 tonight as a visitor. 205 home runs at Angel Stadium, 208 everywhere else, including 19 at 35th and Shields for the future first ballot Hall of Famer.
I think one of the reasons is he's a New Jersey kid and he's used to weather that isn't ideal. So if you can hit in cold weather, you're going to do okay this time of year.
His numbers against the White Sox are just silly, and he's on a historical list with all-time greats. In 75 career games against the White Sox, he has a .447 on-base percentage. That trails only Babe Ruth and Ted Williams.
That's kind of elite company, I would
That's
think.
Unbelievable. He's on a list with those guys.
Well, he's been that good, and he still has a while to go on that contract.
This one is hit well to center field. Peters backing up, and he will make the catch just shy of the wall.
That's 400 feet away. Just barely stayed in the park. Grissom's having a big night. A sacrifice fly, a base hit, and he's driven in the run.
is a former top 100 prospect in Major League Baseball. He is out of minor league options, so the Angels took a big risk on him pulling off that trade. They just felt like sometimes a change of scenery helps a player break out.
I thought that one might have been down, but Grissom decided, even with 2 challenges, he wasn't going to challenge that one. And it was out of the zone.
We've seen really good stuff from Beto already since coming on in the 5th inning. 0-2 on a line, and another great jump by Peters. He is everywhere tonight in center field.
This is a pretty good effort, because if you're not off with the crack of the bat, you're not going to make this play. It's a sinking line drive. Peters gets a good break. And if you have speed, center field is the easiest field to play, because you can read the ball off the bat in center better than you can on either corner in the outfield. So Grissom unhappy, hit that ball hard, but there's a man there.
That man Peters, he's been everywhere.
He's had a pretty good run of it in the early going.
Especially Brooke told us the report with Austin Hayes that the White Sox are going to try to build him up slowly so he will not be playing every day in the outfield. As this one is crushed to left field, and it is long gone. Jorge Soler shows off the power. His 6th home run of the season, and this one's a solo shot. And it is now 5-1, Angels on top in the 7th.
Gives you an idea just how strong he is, and that's the reason why he's still in this league. Beto uses a little too much of the plate. This one is right down the middle, and it has movement, but the movement put it right on the sweet spot and gone. So the Angels get the run back.
He's now reached base safely in 18 consecutive games. And Soler could be one of those hot ticket items at the trade deadline.
Single season all-time record. 39 at this point, 41 the record last year. So this team has some power, and they will score some runs. What they're looking for is solidifying that bullpen, which they have in common with a whole lot of teams in baseball.
First-year manager Kurt Suzuki. Interestingly, he's only on a 1-year contract, as he was named the manager for the first time in the offseason, because it aligns with the general manager's contract, who is also coming up at the end of this season.
That's John Gibbons to his right.
It is Peters. If it's in the ballpark, he has a chance to make the catch.
If I have a vision, I can make it.
Join us at the ballpark as we celebrate moms and women. Come watch the White Sox Saturday, May 9th, as they take on the Mariners at 6 o'clock. 15,000 fans will receive this, a women's athleisure jacket presented by Rush. To purchase tickets and prepaid parking, visit whitesox.com/promos. Another ground ball. Wow, this one skips underneath the glove of Neto at short.
One of the reasons why I'd give him a hit, and I'm not sure if they will, is because this one came off with an inordinate amount of spin. Antonacci hits it off the end of the bat, and this is spinning when it comes to Neto. Just disappears under the glove, and we'll see what the ruling is. They're giving him E6.
So Antonacci can create some havoc on the base paths here. Even with the lengthy 3-hour rain delay, Kahanowitz was dialed in to start this one.
Only given up a grand total of 4 singles.
There's a bunt by Mydrog, perfectly placed. No throw by Peraza, who was playing back at third.
That's the way to do it. That's what Will Venable preached all spring. Take a look at the corners. If they're back, do this. And as soon as this one stayed on the grass, there was no way you're going to get Chase at first base. Perfect bunt. Caught Peraza back. And 2 on and nobody out as the Sox, 4 runs down, look to cut into that lead.
Steve, you said just get into the bullpen for the Angels, and they've got some action going out there.
Well, I do believe they want to kill as much time as they can on the mound. I would advise them to kill as much time as you can. Take the young man out. Let's go to the pen and see what they have down there. They got Nick Sandlin and they got Drew Pomerantz. You might remember Pomerantz for the Cubs. He was very good out of their bullpen. Here comes Kurt Suzuki, so it could very well be that that's enough pitching for one night. Kahanowitz was very good. He's going to exit with 2 on and nobody out as the Sox try to come back against that leaky Angel pen. But he has not motioned yet.
Sometimes you can convince your way into staying into this game. Let's see what Kahanowitz says. Well, there's the signal.
He was just killing some time to get a few extra pitches. And we're going to step out. But we're excited.
Stormy nights can remind.
Looking for more Chicago White Sox coverage? The Chicago Sports Network app gives you on-demand game replays, highlights, podcast episodes, and more. It's all in one place, so you can start your free 7-day trial today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead. A new pitcher in the ball game. It is Nick Sandlin on for the 6th time. The ERA 9.53. It was a good year, but a very high ERA. He inherits a couple of base runners and nobody out as Sox looking for a few runs across. Sandlin is fairly easy to see for left-hand hitters. That gives Peters a really good shot at it here.
2 on, nobody out in the 7th. And that one way outside. The first pitch from Sandlin to Tristan Peters. Peters singled into right field his last time up in the 5th inning. And came around to score the only run of the game here for the Sox.
4 guys swinging from the left side in a row. Peters, Caro, Benintendi, and Murakami.
That goes off the mound into center field. And Tanachi, he is waved in and will score. RBI single for Peters. And here starts the comeback for the Sox.
Just a 3rd run driven in. And this time Sandlin gets under the ball. It's one thing to throw from the side, but you have to keep your fingers on top. That makes it sink. This one stayed up. And Tristan Peters takes it right back through the middle. So it's a 3-run ball game with runners at the corners and still nobody out.
I enjoy the player that Peters is turning himself into.
He's having a great night tonight.
Said this bullpen for the Angels has been leaky as of late. It's been so bad they DFA'd their closer Jordan Romano yesterday.
They were thinking good things for him and they saw some moments. He was pretty good with Toronto.
Oh, and that one hit Caro, which means the bases are now loaded and there's still nobody out in the 7th.
Throws him a slider that keeps on following him. And Edgar trying to get out of the way. Doesn't get hit all that hard, but it was not on the guard. That's Mike Maddox going to the mound. So they got themselves one of the real good pitching coaches around when they hired Maddox. It's kind of a strange move because you're looking down the barrel of 4 straight left-handers. You don't have to use anybody from the bench, and Sandlin is clearly visible to left-hand hitters. But in the game he comes, and the trouble is piling up. There is Mike Maddox, the brother of Greg. He's been a long-time pitching coach, been a lot of different places, and he's been very good wherever he's gone.
One of the most respected in the game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And what I like is he always comes out, puts his hand on your shoulder. Son, I think you should do it this way. And then you go, okay.
I've seen a few things. Listen to me.
I've seen a few is right.
Bases loaded for Benintendi. And Sandlin stays on script, missing with the first pitch.
If he gets one middle into Benny, you're looking at a ball he can take out of the ballpark.
1-0. Benintendi rips this one into right field. It's going to fall and go all the way to the corner. Mydroth scores. Peters behind him. A 2-run double for Benny, and it's a 1-run ball game here in the 7th.
That Sox double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. And he got a pitch to his liking. All this lacked was the elevation because he hit the daylights out of it. This down the line, scores a pair. Runners at second and third, and still nobody out. And we've got ourselves a 1-run game, looking for more.
So a timeout called.
Now they're going to walk him is the question.
As Kurt Suzuki is now going to walk out to the mound after the pitching coach just made a visit. With Murakami at the plate, the Angels will go to the bullpen.
It was a strange choice to bring him in there, but that's rectified. He's out of there. Drew Pomeranz comes on for the 12th time, ERA of 7.84. We told you the key to beating the Angels was quite simply get into that bullpen. That's exactly what the Sox have done here in the 7th. So the 4-seam fastball he uses almost 72% of the time, backed up by the knuckle curve. He inherits runners at second and third, tying run 90 feet away, and the infield in at all 4 positions.
Nonataka Murakami steps in. First pitch in there, strike 1. Murakami 1 for 3 tonight, singling in his first at bat. A chance to give the Sox their first lead of the game. 0-1. Darno stops that one.
That was a slider well wide of the plate.
To the infield in for the Angels. A 1-run ball game. Seen a couple that Pomeranz has overthrown.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's not the hardest throw around. He was trying to throw that one through his catcher. And the key really is not to throw it through him, throw it to him.
Murakami deep into right field. Back he goes. A moonshot for Mooney. The Sox take the lead here in the 7th. And everyone who has stuck out this 3-hour rain delay is loving it.
12th home run. He's now driven in 23. And the Sox have their first lead of the night. A towering blast. It was way up there. The Suzuki brings in the left-hander, and it doesn't matter. Murakami just unloads. And the Sox lead by a pair with 6 outs to go.
Munetaka Murakami now owns the Major League home run lead by himself. His 12th home run of the season. Wow. We got MVP chants.
The fans are screaming MVP. Well, although they don't give it out in April, he's making a concerted effort to be in a lot of different discussions. One is Rookie of the Year.
The Sox had high expectations with this big free agent signing. I don't think anybody expected this, that Munetaka Murakami would be leading Major League Baseball with 12 home runs at this point in the season.
It was really funny because when the Sox did sign him, we're looking for scouting reports all over. This is a fastball. It's down and out over the plate. It's down the middle at the knees. And a towering fly ball. Not his longest home run by far, but certainly long enough. He knows he got it here. There's just a sound that every pitcher knows.
And now this one is deep. Vargas, back it goes. Get out. The Sox go back to back here in the 7th and continue to pour it on against the Angels.
The Sox came out tonight looking for one thing, and that was the bullpen. And it took them into the 7th inning to get there. And they are tormenting the Angel pen.
On dog night, the barks from Vargas as the Sox put up a 7 spot here in the 7th. You see Tanner Murray on the bench there in the sling. He said it before the game. This team is so much fun to be around. Even though he's out for the year, he still wants to be a part of it in the dugout.
I mean, just walking into the clubhouse, you can feel that these guys genuinely like one another. That's not necessary, but it sure is refreshing.
So Montgomery goes down swinging. Let's take a look at that home run by Vargas.
It's a 4-seam fastball, and Miguel just unloads on it. Wind or no wind, that one's going.
Seven runs in this 7th. The highest scoring inning so far this year for the White Sox. And the second time they've gone back-to-back this season. The first time we all remember when they hit 3 in a row in Arizona.
Vargas is starting to heat it up. His at-bats have been much better the last week and a half.
This one is popped up in foul territory. Shawnuel will make the grab, and there's 2 away.
Follow our White Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
Well, Steve, the White Sox, they have now batted around here in this 7th inning. As Sam Antonacci led things off, it was the error by Neto at short.
That one helped open the floodgates, and the Sox have come storming through. 3 extra base hits in a row. The Benintendi double. Murakami's 3-run homer. Vargas's solo homer. That's 5 hits in the inning.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And it is a strike.
LA retains your challenge.
So the Angels have been successful so far tonight. They still have 2 challenges remaining. One ball, 2 strikes. As soon as Jack Kahanowitz, the starter for the Angels, exited this game, it has turned into a completely different affair. 2-2. In there, called strike 3. Steve, 7 runs in the 7th.
What an exciting inning. The air, the bunt for a base hit, right back up the middle by Peters. Benintendi down the line with a double. Boone with a moonshot, and Vargas follows it up. Sox have the lead 8-5.
Spin.
Jordan Hicks on for the 14th time. ERA of 4.38. He's got a 3-run lead to protect, and the Sox have 6 outs to get.
The home run hitters in that 7th inning, Murakami and Vargas going back to back. Something we can't let get lost here. The job that Beto did coming into the game. It seemed like he just stabilized things, allowing this offense to be patient and wait till they could get into the bullpen.
When you're down in the game, as much as the Sox were, 3 runs down when he came in.
And air to right field. Coming in is Pereira near the line, and he makes the catch.
Your job is to hold him right there, and Beto did that.
Let's go down the farm. Let's go to Connor.
All right, John, David Sandlin is working his way back from a couple of different injuries in spring training. He's the 18th ranked prospect in the White Sox system. They got him from Boston, working his way back and seeing the velocity that he can bring to the table as well. Colby Shelton was a 5th-round pick last year. He's tearing it up. He's got a 7-game hit streak, a 6-game hit streak. He's on a 3-game hit streak. Anywhere you hit 400 is a good thing.
All right, Connor, thank you so much. A single there by Shawnuel with 1 out here in this 8th inning. Enter the Ultimate Fan Sweepstakes for your chance to win the Ultimate Tailgate. The winner and 7 guests will receive VIP access to the Minute Maid Spike Tailgate, and you get tickets to the Friday, May 15th game against the Cubs. Now, you must be 21 and over with a valid ID. To enter, visit whitesox.com/sweepstakes. I'm sure there's a few fans who are a little upset that they are probably watching this one at home. They were here earlier, didn't know if we were going to be able to play tonight after a 3-hour rain delay. But they're certainly excited to see the White Sox take the lead in the 7th inning. As Southpaw keeping the fans who have stuck this one out entertained. And a pinch hitter at the plate replacing d'Arnaud. It's going to be Adam Frazier.
Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And we'll stay here for a bit. Got 2 more with the Angels. The off day, then it's on to San Diego and these same Angels. So we're going to play them 6 times in a little over a week. Got the off day, and then Seattle is the opponent on Friday the 8th, where we come back home.
It is almost midnight. This game was scheduled to start at 6:40. Pitch is fouled away. And it is officially Tuesday. Yes, this game is live if you are watching it right now. It was a 3-hour rain delay to get it started.
Southpaw's very happy.
You wouldn't be able to tell in the stands because there's still a lot of energy.
Ooh,
Oh, that one hit home plate
that
umpire.
one hit Hunter Wendelstedt, and it hit him. It hit him hard. He says play on, but tough place to be. Umpire behind the plate. Edgar turns around, can certainly relate to that. He says, I'm okay, just let me stop crying. That hurts. That really hurts.
100, Hunter Wendelstedt.
Bare arm, and it caught him flush.
That is one tough dude behind the plate. This is the first White Sox home game that is going on past midnight since 2017.
Well, at this point, we're very happy it's being played. Weren't quite so happy a few innings ago.
On the ground, and that one makes its way into right field. So back-to-back singles, this time the pinch hitter Frazier.
This is his split change, and Frazier stays right with it, takes it into right field.
And look who is stepping up to the plate. Former White Sox, Yoan Moncada.
He had a thumb problem last year, and he's just not swinging the bat at all from the right side. I think they will have burned Moncada, I believe. Nope, it's a right-hander. It's Grant Taylor.
The 3 for me, only at Chili's.
Build your perfect season with a 10-ticket flex pack. You can choose the games, choose the seats, your game day, your rules. For more information, visit whitesox.com/ticket plans or call or text 312-674-1000.
Grant Taylor comes out for the 12th time, the ERA 3.21. Last time out, he was absolutely brilliant against the Nationals.
You could tell Will Venable not messing around in this scenario, as Jordan Hicks got 3 batters and now he goes to Grant Taylor.
Well, coming in, you lose 2 in a row to Washington, lose the series. Fight your way back in this one, and Will wants to make sure this holds up.
Oh my God. There's a little extra pop to that fastball.
Pitch like that usually will get you off the outside corner.
One. There's that filthy breaking ball from Taylor.
To the hitter's eye, it looks like a fastball, and all of a sudden it just disappears.
One out here in this 8th inning. 1-2. And a challenge from Edgar Carey.
The catcher was challenging to call a ball.
It looked like it was good enough, but I think it probably was close to Moncada off the plate.
The pitch is a ball. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, so the call is confirmed. 1 more challenge remaining for the Sox. Two from Taylor. Broke his bat. And Montgomery, he will catch this one in the air.
It looked for a moment like he didn't read that very well, because he didn't come get it until the last instant, but get it he did. He's got a smile on his face. He knew he misread this to start with, but fortunately able just to take it off the dirt. He thinks it's actually hit harder than it is because it broke the bat, and there are 2 outs.
That's almost one of those plays, if you let it drop, the runners have to hold because they think it's going to caught. Might have been able to get a double play.
But you never know.
No, 100%. You get the out.
Catch him when you got him. especially with a lead late.
I was just looking at the runners, and they were holding near the bag.
They can't go anywhere. I mean, the runners are really trapped in that situation. And I think it crossed Colson's mind to do that. But then at the end, you never know which way it bounces.
The White Sox.
Interesting part about that was if it's a little higher, could have been infield fly rule, but as it is, no infield fly rule called. The ball was live.
Grant Taylor has been one of the most dependable arms out of the bullpen this season. Looking to shut things down here in this 8th inning and hold on to this momentum. One, two. Upstairs out of the zone.
He has confidence to throw the hook here. One way or the other, it'll end the at bat.
Top of the order, Zach Neto is 1 for 4 tonight. 2-2 pitch. Just inside. Does the curveball still play here in this full count?
If Grant believes he can get it over, that's probably the best pitch he can throw. You cannot sit on a curveball with the game on the line and a 3-2 count.
Here's the payoff.
End of story.
Grant Taylor with the hook.
What a weapon this guy has become. Nice block by Caro. 3-run lead late.
Wednesday, by Jacob Gonzalez.
The memorable moment is presented by Prevagen, and it's the big inning. Starts with the air by Neto, and then a well-timed bunt, perfectly placed. It's 2 on, nobody out. Right back through the middle by Peters. Scores a run. Sox are in business as Benny drills this ball into the corner. At this point, they're down a run until this. A bomb and a bomb. And seemingly in a blink of an eye, it's an 8-5 game. Got a new pitcher in the ball game, Jose Fermin. Last season, ERA just about 4.5 in 40 games.
So Frazier, who went in as a pinch hitter, he will stay in the game and play less. And Sebastian Rivero, he was just called up. That's because Logan O'Hoppe went on the injured list yesterday. He will enter the game as a catcher. The 8th inning on, the Angels have allowed 46 runs so far this season. Only the Cardinals have allowed more the 8th inning on, 49.
It really doesn't matter. If you've got good starters, you have a pretty good baseball team. If your pen can't get it done late, it's going to be a long year for you. And the Angels aren't the only team looking for some help in the bullpen.
Fermin gets the strikeout to start this home half of the 8th. It is time now for a preview of White Sox postgame line presented by Yuengling. We check in with Chuck and Ozzie.
Ozzie, how this game has changed in such a quick way it was in the 7th inning.
By the way, the bullpen has been very good. And besides that, I think they take advantage of the way the bullpen, the Angels are. They put a good inning together, couple blasts. You know what I mean? Every time they win a game, it's a home run on the middle of the game.
All right, well, we almost had another one there. We'll see you on the post-game show. Back to you guys.
Here's one of the guys to keep it rolling last inning. Big night for Tristan Peters. Great catch in the outfield. Couple of singles, 2 runs scored and a run batted in. Can't do it much better than that.
Does it give you confidence on the mound when you've got a guy in center field like Peters who could just track it down alley to alley?
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a burner out there, that's the best thing you can have. And Peters can cover all the ground. I was very fortunate when I came into this league. And a guy named Willie Mays in center field chasing down my mistakes. And at 39, he was still the best center fielder in the game.
Peters puts a charge into this one. But it is Trout in center with the grab. And there's 2 away.
There's a home run, Twins. 3-run homer. And Miguel had to be a solo shot because it came after the 3-run homer.
Only duo in all of Major League Baseball to go back-to-back, not once, but twice already this season.
Oh, and by the way, it is only April. So there's a long way to go in this one. And the man you're looking at is leading baseball with 12 home runs.
And just wait until end of May, June, when things really start to heat up temperature-wise here in Chicago.
Well, at that point, Murakami is going to be able to use not necessarily the whole field, but straightaway center field, certainly down to the right field line. And this becomes a really lively park. When it gets warm here, this is a homer haven. And he's doing all of that without warm temperatures here in Chicago. Biggest thing that Will says about where Murakami is his preparation on a daily basis. He prepares for each pitcher he's going to face, and his work ethic is off the charts.
StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. We take a look at those back-to-back home runs by Murakami and Vargas.
Vargas is a little more effective, a little longer. Murakami gave the Sox the lead. How about that?
And look at what those pitches were. Center cut.
Yeah.
That'll do it for this 8th inning. The bats of Murakami and Vargas giving the Sox the lead.
100 years ago.
On Dog Day, after midnight, the bats coming alive, and we now go to the top of the 9th. Sox with an 8-5 lead.
And Grant Taylor still out there.
Mike Trout leads things off for the Angels. And the curveball starts it off, strike 1. On the ground is short, and it's Colson Montgomery offline, and Trout is safe at first.
That time Colson didn't get a whole lot on the throw. He thought he could get it over there, and unfortunately, if you wait and throw it off the mark, then it's a problem.
Now Murakami feels like he got the tag.
Chicago is challenging the safe call at first base.
So the White Sox will challenge the call at the bag. Let's see if Murakami, did he get a piece?
He said he did, and the question then becomes, is there definitive proof? And from that angle, it's probably going to be one of those that call stands, no definitive proof.
That's probably the best angle right there.
It didn't appear that he got him in that angle. That angle you really can't tell.
There it is. It does look like there's a little space.
Yep.
All right, so this is a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We're taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
After review of the call, the field stands. The runner is safe. Chicago loses their challenge.
It's going to go E6. And Trout's aboard to lead it off. Murakami tried, but came up a little short.
You don't get to keep the challenges.
Nope. Might as well empty the bag.
On Grissom. Well, Venable putting a lot of trust in Grant Taylor right now, asking him to go 2 innings with no activity in the bullpen. This game turned around quickly for the Sox. A 7-run 7th inning. The highest scoring inning so far this season.
And it opened up with an error on Neto at shortstop. Then the floodgates.
And the air to left center field. It is Peters trying to cover ground. He will not get there. So a double by Grissom. And the Angels have runners at second and third with nobody out. The tying run comes to the plate.
That one just spun in the middle of the plate, and Grissom didn't get all of it, but threw it in a perfect spot. Long run for Peters, who was playing in right center. Antonacci can't get to it, and it falls.
Jorge Soler, a home run in his last at bat in the 7th, steps in. And now he takes a seat. This is an Angels team that are trying to shake off a very tough loss yesterday in Kansas City. They had a 6-0 lead after 2. They were up 7-4 bottom of the 7th when the game got delayed by rain an hour and a half. They had an 8-5 lead in the 9th, lost that, and eventually losing in extra innings in a walk-off.
Well, this one far from over. It's never really easy, and the air opens the door to having to face the tying run. And a guy we saw back in the 7th inning who has some big power.
2-0 pitch. That's a big weapon to be able to get back into an at-bat.
Did get the lower part of the zone.
Grounded to the left side, Colson Montgomery. He will go to first with this one. Soler is retired. The run scores. It's now an 8-6 ball game here in the 9th inning.
Brian Hudson in the Sox pen. Man who's been used as an opener a couple of times, and he's done a really good job of it.
Joe Adell with one out in the 9th. Adell 0 for 4 tonight. Plate for the Angels as the White Sox are trying to snap back-to-back losses in extra innings against the Nationals.
Will getting Hudson up, and he's getting him up. This rolls around to Shanawell. And there is 6'8" left-hander. Two guys going to have to get on to get to Shanawell.
Adele does have power. But Grant Taylor has to be careful here. And he steps off. Every game in Major League Baseball is now complete. Even the Padres and Dodgers games that were both on the West Coast. That's every game in Major League Baseball is now complete. Even the Padres and Dodgers games that were both on the West Coast. That's because the White Sox got this one started 3 hours late due to a rain delay. 2-2. Just over the reach of Montgomery at short. Grissom had to hold. He will stop at third. And the tying run is now on at first base with one out.
That's his four-seam fastball on the inside part of the plate. Just over the extended glove. Olsen couldn't get to it. So we got runners at the corners, still only one out. Zach Bove to the mound to talk with Taylor. And what most likely he is saying is, one way or the other, this is going to be your last hitter. So whatever you got left in the tank after 28 pitches, let's see it here. Peraza has been hitting the ball very hard recently.
Runners on at first and third, one down. Taylor, breaking ball is fouled away. Peraza, a guy who came up with the Yankees in 2022, traded to the Angels last year. Struggled with the Yankees, came here for infield depth. As Grant Taylor looks to empty the tank. 0-2.
Peraza's given them a pretty dependable bat. He's helped lengthen the lineup.
Oh, 2 pitch. Did he go? Yes, he did. Out number 2.
Went too far. That was Nick Lentz on the call. That's the first appeal to any base that we've seen where they ring the guy up.
And with the lefty at the plate, Will Venable will leave Grant Taylor in this game. And the White Sox have one challenge remaining.
Challenging to call a ball.
Looks like it's in the zone, and so the Sox will retain. And Edgar, who's one of the best in baseball in challenges, gets this one right.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Call is overturned. Strike 1. strike two.
The hitter is now challenging the call of strike.
Let's see. ABS once again powered by T-Mobile.
Well, Shanawell's going to get
Pitch
this
is
one.
a strike. Angels have one challenge remaining.
Now you and I challenge the next one, John. Everybody challenging.
The Sox a strike away from wrapping up a come-from-behind win. 0-2. Slapped into left field, coming in, Antonacci, and he won't get there with the dive. One run scores. They're going to hold the runner at third. A one-run game now here in the ninth.
It's RBI number 19. It's a four-seamer, and instead of going lefty-lefty, he had Hudson up. Shanawell dumps it into left field. So now the game's on the bases for the Angels. Taylor's going to leave. We're going to make a pitching change, and things getting a little tense here in the ninth.
Dear Friday.
Brian Hudson comes on with pretty much the game on the line. You got the tying and go-ahead run at second and third base. On for the 14th time. A sterling ERA of 1.42, 1 out to get. And Frazier, who came out as a pinch hitter with a base hit last inning, up again.
Now the Angels have used a pinch runner low. He is on at second base. As Joe Adell representing the tying run on at third. One ball, one strike as Frazier fouls that one off. For Brian Hudson, looking for his first career save. On one. Two outs here in the ninth. This could do it. My drop, backhand, throw, ball game. White Sox with a huge come-from-behind victory. And for all the night owls staying up for this one after midnight, this was a win for the Sox, 8-7, tying the largest comeback since 2023.
Well, a nervous time here in the ninth, but still Brian Hudson comes on, gets the job done. The Sox take the first of a three-game series, and this one on Dog Night was really exciting.
Wow. Sox go back-to-back, Murakami and Vargas in the seventh, a 7-run seventh inning, and it's a final. The White Sox win it 8-7. For Brooke Fletcher, Connor McKnight, Steve Stone, I'm John Schriffen. Thank you so much for staying up late into Tuesday with us. White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling comes your way next. Chuck Ozzie, it's all yours.
It might take me like 5 hours to go to bed after what just happened there. Are you kidding me? What a comeback for the White Sox. They hang on and they win it.
We got it easy, Chuck. Easy. There's no doubt in this one.
No doubt.
No
oh, for
doubt
sure. You
at
knew they were
all.
going to come back and hang on. For
we
sure.
got it. We got it so easy. I like because the last two games they lost. What an extra inning. Bullpen fell a little bit there. They're not scoring any more runs. Today was a little bit opposite.
Yeah.
We have a little nervous late in the game.
Yes.
But we got him.
All right. 3-hour rain delay. Sox trailed 5-1. They scored 7 runs in the seventh off the Angels bullpen, and it was Murakami with a 3-run homer, followed by Miguel Vargas with a solo home run. Yeah, they had to sweat it out in the end, but we have a post-game show for you. We're after midnight. You know what? It's a special edition, I guess, of Late Night with Chuck and Ozzie. It's coming your way right here on CHSN. Don't go to bed. How can you? We're next.
White Sox. Wrong bounce on the Sun. Bond, they got the first and second. Get the opportunity to bring the bullpen. something they was looking for. Make sure they take this guy out of the game because the way he was pitching.
All right, so Tristan Peters, there's an RBI single. All right, it's 5-2, but there's nobody out, and you've got the Angels bullpen in there. Next, Edgar Quero gets hit, so the bases are loaded for Andrew Benintendi. A 2-run double. The Sox cut the lead to 5-4. There is still nobody out. So Kurt Suzuki, who